Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. So in today's video behind me here, you can see what Devin and I worked on today. It was just a small project that we wanted to get done, but we basically ripped out all these boxwoods and then mulched up this area with the natural mulch that we have been using. So the boxwoods that we had here, there was 5 of them total. All of this that was planted in this bed is original to when we bought the house in 2020. So I've just been maintaining the 2 euonymus, the dwarf Alberta spruce way in the back, this Japanese maple, and then the 5 boxwoods that were here. The issue with the boxwoods is that they got spider mite damage really bad, and I think they also got winter burn from this past winter. We had temperatures in the 40s and 50s for just about the entire winter, except for about 3 days in January. It got down to -10, which was really cold for us, and it stayed cold for a few days. So I think it burned a lot of these plants. A lot of stuff didn't come back in the area that's surrounding us. And I think it just was kind of it for these boxwoods. They had whole branches that were dead, and even if I pruned them, they just weren't going to come back enough where they would be green all the way around, so it was time to just pull them out. The other issue that you can see here that was caused is this Japanese maple actually grows quite large. It looks like it's been here for quite some time. I've had to cut it back every year, and it kept growing into the boxwoods. That's why there is such a hole here, and you can kind of see the shape of it. So I tried my best to not have them grow into each other, but in other areas you can see that it grows right down to the ground. So I'm not going to do too much pruning on this in the next couple of years, but I'm going to let these branches grow down to the ground. And I'm not sure if we're going to put anything else along here. If I do decide to plant anything along here, it's not going to be as tall as the boxwoods. It's going to be a very low growing or even ground cover type of plant, so that way it doesn't interfere too much with the Japanese maple. Now, where you can see these rocks here, Devin did work to kind of improve them a little bit and make the look of them nicer than before. Before they were kind of just thrown in there, so at least they're stacked a little bit neat. And you can see there's a couple of layers to these rocks. So we just worked with the rocks that we had and made it look a little bit better. And then these euonymus, they also took a hard hit from the cold temperatures. So like there's a section missing from here, and they almost completely defoliated over the winter. So almost all the leaves that you see is new growth from this year. So we just shaped them well. You can see the same thing up here. There's kind of a hole in the top over in this section, so it doesn't look the best now. But if I give it probably another year or so, all this new growth is going to hopefully start to fill in these holes a bit, and it'll definitely be less noticeable than before. You probably saw us remove some soil, and it was basically just so that way there wasn't too much soil overflowing this area and eventually causing flooding issues and it leaking out from the rocks. There was already a lot of soil here, so by adding in a couple inches of mulch, we wanted to take a couple inches of the old black mulch that we took out or that we used in the past, and then just a fine top layer of soil, especially where these boxwoods were, because it was mounding up quite a bit and I didn't want it to go into where the pavers are. The last thing I wanted to mention is we had these solar lights here. I think we got these from Home Depot a couple of years ago. They've actually been awesome the last couple of years that we've had them. So there was 4 here initially that were in between the boxwoods. They're pretty much in the same spot now, and they really do light up this pathway at night. So these are going to stay here, and that's pretty much all we're going to have in this area. But in the end, I think it looks really good compared to what it looked like before, and we're just going to let this Japanese maple grow. The last thing I wanted to mention is if you have any suggestions for what we could plant in this area, I will definitely be interested to hear. And I'm also thinking that there is some room right here to potentially put something small in. Again, something like a ground cover, maybe a small perennial, and I think that's pretty much it. There's another rock here, so I don't think there's really space to put anything else here, but maybe something small here and here, and then that'll pretty much complete this bed. So besides that, I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one.